I'm in the mood, I'm feeling rude, I'm feeling hot, I want to run. The feeling exciting, so darling, let's do something. I wanna rub my body on your body, my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. Rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body. Rub my body on your body. I just get paid. I want to play. The vibes is right. I wanna hook up tight. No time to waste. I wanna work my face. So come on, babes. Give me a taste. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body.
Yeah, my name is Jasity Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have no.
Good night. If they have to lose by one vote, they lose by data. Good night and welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benchop. I know you guys were probably not expecting me tonight, right? You thought I absconded. I just decided to beat out and that's it. And just to have you stick around and wait for me all the way in 2025. I'm not going to do you guys that. They had some people bullying me in my inbox, asking me what's up. I got them waiting all. Look, for 2025, I'm not going to be taking any sort of bullying, none whatsoever. So I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time that for 2025, it's not going to be any bullying. And those who do not share the link, I repeat, those who do not share the link in 2025 will not have any access to 107.1 FM Facebook page. I am telling you guys, at midnight on the 31st of December, I'm a changed man. I'm not going to be lenient. I'm a changed man because come 2025, it's do or die. Politically speaking, 2025 is going to be do or die. You've got to get up. You've got to get. There's not going to be time for any skin teeth, no laugh teeth, no joke, no nothing. You've got to rid the nation of the corrupt PPP regime. Don't come on this platform to skin your teeth, because we are not accepting any skin teeth for 2025. As long as we get rid of the PPP regime, those scumbags and the PPP regime, they've got to go. And so I repeat, for 2025, do not come on this platform and skin your teeth. Go somewhere else. Go ring. Sorry about that. I was going to say go ring your bell somewhere else. Go somewhere else, not here at all. Who don't like it? Well, that's all I can say. Who don't like it? That's all. For 2025, we want to see the MPs, the opposition MPs for the PNCR coalition. There's really no coalition there, but they've got to work. They've got to work. If they don't work, we are going to keep exposing them right here, and we will grade them every single week. We need to see the MPs, the members of parliament for the opposition. They've got to get out of their air-conditioned offices. They've got to get out of their vehicles. They've got to hit the streets. They've got to put their boots on. They've got to put their slippers, whatever it is that they wear, and they've got to get out there and do some work. This is not 2023. It is not going to be business as usual as it was in 2024. I'm speaking here as we move into 2025. It's not going to work. Enough is enough. No more skin teeth, no more grandstanding. No more kind of like street corner gaff. They jump on press conferences and they gaff and they bluff their way. It is not going to happen. If they want to see the back of the PPP regime, then they have got to work. Right, Shamir? They have got to work. Right, Sandra Steele? They have got to work. Right, Hazel Johnson? Right, Deborah Sharona Lynch? They've got to work. Right, Desiree Barrington? If you think, sorry, for a moment, I sung like Annette Ferguson there. Good night, MP Ferguson. If you think, right? If you think that we are just basically going to give them an easy pass to 2025, it is not going to happen. Theodore Adams, please get off this live. This is serious business. Now, suddenly, Theodore Adams is running for some office. I don't know. We are not campaigning free for individuals on this platform. So, Theodore Adams, if you wish to run a political ad, call me after the program, inbox me, and we can arrange for you to run a nice ad right here on 107.1 FM. Nobody is going to come through the side entrance, so to speak, and promote their political party. So, Theodore Adams, I'm warning you, do not promote your political party here on 107.1 FM. Inbox me, and I'll put you on to our accountant, Emma, and Emma will take care of business. Good night to all of you. It's the holiday season. How many of you are of the view that the opposition MPs have got to work? And let's get straight down to business. How many of you believe that they should work? And let's just get a yes, that they should work. They should jump out of wherever they are, and they should just hit the streets. They should just go in, meet the people, and work. How many of you guys agree with me? If you disagree with me, do not be afraid. You are not going to be blocked. Like I've blocked one guy from the AFC. Always, every single night is the same thing. The same thing. That is Dennis Atwell. The same thing every single night. We are not going to encourage that. I noticed Theodore Adams have jumped. He's gone. He jumped in the trench. And here's why I am saying that Theodore Adams is not going to be allowed to promote his own political party unless he goes through the accounts department. Theodore Adams, when you go in their boat to ride, you can ride across from Wisma to Mackenzie for free. They'll put you out in the middle of the river. They have done that to at least 6 persons that I know. And so that is why I'm being tough on Theodore Adams here, right? It's a personal something, a personal Linden to Linden something. Now, let me get back to your comments here. The opposition MPs have got to work. They've got to carry themselves. They've got to carry their weights, and they've got to represent the people. And when I say representation of the people, I don't mean sit at a press conference and no. Sorry, I had to do that to you guys, right? We don't need that. And for 2025, those MPs whose bumps like to raise quick. The minute you say something that they don't like, right now, a couple of them, their bumps probably raising right now. Soon as you say something they don't, the bumps raise. Well, for 2025, the bumps can raise, the ears can raise, the nose can raise, the eyebrows can raise, whatever. It doesn't matter to me, right, MD John? Right, Denise Beard, right, John Levin, right, Ann Kit, and all of you guys. It doesn't matter to us. And if you can repeat after me, turn to your neighbor and say, it doesn't matter. Again, turn to your neighbor and say, it doesn't matter. Because for 2025, they cannot play the same politics as they have been playing for 2023, 2024, and expect to win an elections. It is not going to happen like that. The PPP has already lost the elections, and the opposition, the PNCR, and those whoever consider themselves opposition, and if they want to be part of that coalition, they cannot be part of the coalition going in weak, struggling, being afraid to speak out, being afraid to confront the PPP regime. And some of the MPs who probably have a little relative getting a little contract, I should not be saying that right now. This is the 24th day of December. It's just a few hours before Ismas, as the Rasta, our Rasta brethren and sistren would say. Ismas, right? Well, it's Christmas. It's the season, a season to put a smile on your face, a season to put a smile on somebody's face, right? But I know tonight we're not putting smiles on the opposition MPs' faces. Forget about the kunumunus in the PPP regime. They're just all about corruption, especially Samgur and Guru Suru. I'm not sure how many of you guys know Samgur and Guru Suru, right? If you do, well, then you know exactly who are Samgur and Guru Suru. Samgur and Guru Suru, right? That's who they are. So what's happening in your neck of the woods? I know I've been missing in action for 2 nights. 2 nights I've been missing in action. You can't blame me. A brother has stuff to do too. But your MPs, back to your opposition MPs, 90% or 95% of them have been missing in action for months, some for over 2 years, some for 3 years. They have been missing. Don't you think it is time that you start holding, forget about the Pakus them in the installed PPP regime, but don't you think it is time that you start holding your MPs, the ones that you voted for, and so they are there in office to represent your interest? Isn't it time that we stand up, all of us stand up and hold them accountable, and to let them know that it is not going to be business as usual for them? And we don't care, and I know I'm speaking on behalf of 99% of you guys. We do not care if the bumps raise. We just do not care. The elections is right there in their hands because the PPP has already lost the elections unless they rig it again. Why do you think Jagdeo and all these pakus in the PPP, they're focusing on who rigged the elections? Look, let me say this to you. The guys in the coalition, they got to do better. They got to do better in fighting their own battle. They can't expect every single time the social media, the folks on social media, to be fighting the battle for them while they sit back and they're enjoying their nice cushion offices and their 300,000. That 300,000, it is not hurting my feelings, but 300,000 per month in Guyana is a heck of a lot of money. And I don't want to hear no Jim Cockbrain Ram Goat story that Mark, we talking about, because by the time we get the 300,000, when we walk around Leopold Street or we walk around this place and that place, we just give it back to give me a break, give what back. If you give a little $1,000 here and there, yeah. But there is I am telling you guys this, there is no MP, none. Forget about the Pacus, them in the PPP regime, those corrupt SOBs, forget about that. But there is no MP in the opposition that comes straight forward and tell me or tell any one of you that whenever they get their close to $300,000 a month, that they walk around and they give it back. They say, hey, Diane, take a little towel here. How many of you know what towel is? Take a little Granger here. How many of you know what a Granger is, right? Take a little, and then by the time they go back home, all the $300,000 that they just got paid, done by giving it back to the community. How many of you, how many of you believe that the opposition MPs give out all of their salaries to people? How many of you guys believe that? I am telling you guys straight up, me, I ain't buying that. Me ain't buying that. I'm not buying that at all. I ain't buying it. I know about y'all, but I ain't buying it. No opposition MP give out all his salary. Me in buying that. Now, it doesn't mean that they are not some, they do have some probably give a little 1,500 to somebody, or a little 200 kind of dollars, a little 300, but none of them, not a single one of them, not a single one of them give all their salaries back to people. Me buying that, man. Look, I ain't born on Christmas Day. Me ain't no Christmas blow. I ain't born on Christmas Day. So I know about y'all. Now, what else we can talk about, man? Tonight seems that some of you might be saying, like Ben Shop bumps raised. Tonight is opposition bashing. Y'all always come with this bashing thing. All I'm trying to say and all I'm trying to do is open the eyes of the opposition guys them. That's all. Open the eyes. You talk to them quietly, they don't listen. So we got to talk to them publicly. They're public officials. Nothing there to hide. We're not going to beat around the bush. This is nothing personal. This is not a fight for where they're just fighting to remain as MPs, and this is about position or what position they're going to be in, and these are. This is about fighting for the people. Turn to your neighbor and say, fighting for the people. That is what this is about. And if those opposition MPs are not serious about fighting for the people, and it's all about themselves and maybe a little contract, they might have a sister get a contract, they might get a cousin get a contract from the corrupt PPP regime, they might get a brother that has a contract and doing well, cleaning drains, doing whatever, building houses and so forth. And so they come now and try to make us Pacus to think that they are fighting for our interest, but at the end of the day, they're not. They go into Parliament instead of standing up and fighting or walk out and take the mace. No, I'm not encouraging that they take the mace. I'm not doing that, right? But there's nothing illegal in doing things in Parliament. Chetty used to broke up dance. Chetty used to dash down books. Chetty Jagan, the late President Chetty Jagan, he wasn't easy in Parliament. He frustrated the living hell out of them. He dashed down this, dashed down that. They walk out. They do all sorts of things. But these folks in the opposition now, they want to sit there as though they're nice choir boys and girls, right? With their fold their legs like this. And yes, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, yes, Mr. Speaker. And some of them saying yes, Mr. Speaker, as though they were born in the same hospital as Margaret Thatcher. And yes, Mr. Speaker. And when they pronounce him Mr. Speaker, it's like Ernest Elliott, former MP. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there, right? And yes, like they go in front of the mirror and they practice this thing here because they want to sound more British than the British. They want to sound more British than King Charles. They want to sound more British than Margaret Thatcher. They want to sound more British than the British, like us. Oh, sorry, not us. And so they go into Parliament to sound nice, to see who can use the nice word and dress up nicely. I don't know why some of them just don't go with a back twine pants or a plastic bag skirt and speak. Parliament is not just, of course, you got to look good. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, going to Parliament is not all about fancy dresses, fancy suits, and fancy ties or whatever, and then take the picture and put it up on Facebook and let everybody see, oh, you're walking in with your briefcase and the pictures. And it's like a modeling agency. Since when Parliament is really a modeling agency? Look, forget about the Pakus, them in the PPP. Don't get me wrong. Forget about the Pakus. We're not dealing with the Pakus in the PPP right now, but we're dealing with those chaps, those fellas in the opposition. They got to do like what Chetty and them used to do. They got to do like what Jack Dale and all the Pakus in the PPP used to do when they were in the opposition. Chetty used to throw dunk this, throw dunk that, all manner of things. Chetty, not Freddie, same Freddie, right? Chetty used to catch fits all in Parliament. Political fits I'm talking about, not physical fits like this one here, catch fits, right? This one here, catch fits. We're not talking about that. We're talking about standing up and fighting the PPP regime. They've got to do that. And fighting the PPP regime is not just in the streets and protesting and so forth. You fight them in Parliament. You stand up, you boo them, you shake up, you throw down the chair if you have to. Because those of you who are Christians would know what Jesus Christ did when he was in the synagogue. He was fed up with them. He dashed on the chair and he chased them out. Remember, it's Jack Dale who said, chase them out. You can't go into Parliament, guys. Those of you in the opposition, you can't go into Parliament and be pussycats. I don't want to call anybody in the opposition MP's name, any opposition MP's name, because their bum's going to raise. They're going to get vexed. And so I promise you guys tonight, I'm not going to call any names. I'm not going to call Ganesh name. I'm not going to call the other one from Linden's name, Linden name. We name Devin Sears. You don't see them. You don't hear from them. Well, not Ganesh. We know Ganesh. They're out. Ganesh, they're out. They're out. And so, you know, it's not about anything personal. It's basically telling these folks in the opposition they got to be an opposition. They can't go in Parliament and feel that, oh, we've got to go so that our speech can be registered. And so when they go there and they be nice boys and nice girls, the PPP loves that. They're playing into the hands of the PPP. But when they go there and they do what the PPP used to do, look what Priya did. Look what all of them did. Look what Frank Anthony did. Look what they did while they were in the opposition. They were opposition. We've got to say that. This is what they did in Parliament. This wasn't, as Jack Day would say, Parliament. They said social cohesion is a farce. They protested. They had the placards in Parliament and all manner of things. But the opposition, they don't do that. They want to go in Parliament. Oh, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Oh, most obliged. And they sit down. They go back. Oh, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Oh, most obliged. And then when they're done, they go on in some area and they cut cake and they stick cake in Matty mouth and they hug up Matty and they leave. And that is what the opposition do. Now, nothing wrong with sticking cake and putting cake in people's mouth. There's always a time, and that doesn't sound too right. I'll rephrase what I said there. But there's always a time and place for every single thing. And on the day of that land acquisition bill, that illegal land acquisition bill that they are going to use to go after and steal ancestral lands from mainly African Guyanese, that is what they are going to do. And that bill is targeting African Guyanese. There's no if, ands, or buts about that. And so on the very day, they decided that they're going to go in parliament, right? And they're going to sit down and they're going to be nice boys and girls. And they're going to have a speech about, oh, this is wrong. This is not wrong. Broke up. In that political sense, not physical sense, mind you, chase them out, walk out of parliament, protest, make noise, come out on the streets, join the people, protest, and make noise. The only way you can get changes from a corrupt and inept government as these Pacus in the PPP is you got to make noise. You got to create trouble. As what was it? Congressman John said. What's his name? The late. He said, guess what? You got to create trouble. You got to create good trouble. And the unfortunate thing is with these guys in the opposition, they're not creating no trouble. They think creating trouble is wrong. They think creating good trouble is wrong. And they've got to stop that, guys. At some point in time, it's got to stop. John Lewis, thank you. Annette Cummings, thank you so much. John Lewis, good trouble. You've got to create good trouble. That's it. Janet right? Elias, how are you doing? She said, don't let your egotistical bumps raise. That's true, Janet. The bumps like to raise. They've got to create good trouble. And so on the day on that illegal, that racist land acquisition bill, guess what? They walk in there. It was Christopher Jones' birthday. So it was like a big celebration. It's like they're not taking this thing too seriously. Now, Chris is my friend, but I got to call him out on that. Whether they brought a cake to give to Christopher Jones, the chief, what is it? He's the chief whip or some whip. Well, Chris Jones is the chief whip, but we ain't seeing no whip. We ain't seeing no lashes on the PPP. We ain't seeing nothing. All we getting to see is one of them who's a minister, whatever, take a piece of cake and push it in Christopher Jones' mouth. On his birthday, on the same day the land acquisition bill was passed. And we are supposed to chew on that, right? We are supposed to accept that. We are supposed to say that that is good politicking. Nothing happened on that day with the acquisition bill when it was passed. Nothing. They sat there, forget about registering it so that in future you could go back to the books and say, nobody cares about that. We're talking about the present, and you've got to fight. They should have walked out of parliament. Forget about who says that you're not responsible. And that is not politics. It's not just all about that. You got to pick up, you got to brook up, you got to walk up, you got to throw down things like Chetty Jagan, dash down all the books in parliament. Chetty Jagan, I'm just telling you guys what Chetty Jagan did, right? If you think I'm lying, go in his book, The Western Trial, and you'll see it there. Dash down, catch a fit, throw a tantrum, walk out of parliament, go on the streets and meet the people, register your concerns with the people on the street, not with that Paku. Honorable Speaker, what is so honorable about that Speaker? There's nothing, absolutely nothing honorable about that Speaker. I don't know, man. I don't know. But the opposition, the combined opposition, I ain't giving them no A. I ain't giving them no A minus. I ain't giving them no B. I ain't giving them no B minus. I ain't giving them no C. I ain't giving them no C plus. I ain't giving them no C minus. I ain't giving them no D. I'm giving them a D minus, a combined opposition. Talk, 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 talk. No action. Photograph, photograph. No action. No unity. No proper plan. No proper PR. Everybody helter skelter. That is exactly what is happening. Now, tonight, some of them might delete me from Facebook. Some of them might delete me on WhatsApp. Me ain't care. Sometimes I even delete myself. So if they want to delete me, I ain't care. They are servants of the people. And if their bum's going to raise because people saying they got to do more, then they need to do more. And they need to satisfy the people. Look what's happening in Linden right now. A man short. And I have nothing against short people, right? A man who's just about 4 feet, 5 inches is the tongue clung, installed by the PPP regime, giving them heck in Linden, running havoc in Linden. And they're still allowing him to do that, to destroy the tongue. What's his name? Some tongue clung or whatever his name is, Casper Gaspo or Gas or whatever, right? At the end of the day, they got to stand up to that midget, that political midget. And that, again, I know I have some short people in the audience here. I know I have some short people. I'm not going to call names, right? Yanet and others. I'm not going to call names. But at the end of the day, you get a little short tongue clung, that was illegally installed in Linden Town Council, disrespecting the entire Town Council, disrespecting the entire tongue of Linden. It's been going on for too long. Those guys in the Town Council, the mayor, the deputy mayor, the councillors, and these people have to stand up and stop taking nonsense from that 4 feet 5 inches Paku by the name of Gasper. They've got to stop it. They've got to chase him out of town. Enough is enough. 119 workers have not been paid. I'm not sure if they have been paid yet, but as of a couple hours ago, they were not paid as a result of stupidity coming mainly from the tongue clung, the PPP's installed tongue clung. 119 council workers have not been paid. Those people who have been working so hard, they deserve their monies. They deserve their salaries. They deserve an increase. Not with a tongue clung trying to give himself his salary and himself increase and these sort of things. No, the ordinary workers, the people need to be paid in Linden. And I hope this matter is corrected as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the best thing for people to do is to go in front of the town clerk's office or the town clung's office and protest, make noise. Even if you have to make noise in front of the mayor of Linden's office as well, the deputy mayor, make noise. None of them should be sleeping tonight. In fact, all of them should be fighting and to come to a proper resolution. It doesn't matter if they don't get paid. This is not just about them. They are servants of the people. And those 119 workers in Linden should be paid. And I'm not sure, should I just call the mayor of Linden to find out what's the situation with those people? Because they got to be paid. They deserve to be paid. They got to get their salary. And tonight we are making it known that it's not going to be business as usual in terms of whether we are friends with mayors, whether we are friends with deputy mayors. We want to get to the bottom of what's really happening. We have the mayor of Linden on the line with us. One quick. We have the mayor of Linden on the line. His Worship Sharma Solomon. Good night, Mr. Mayor. How are you, sir?
Hi, good night, Mark. I am good by God's grace.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you and your family, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. What's the situation with the workers not being paid in Linden, sir? Has it been resolved?
There is no resolution with reference to all the requests that were asked of the clerk by the decision of the council for those workers to be paid. And we are not speaking only of workers, we are speaking of every outstanding of the council by the request of the finance committee for 2025 that must be paid. There are several other service providers. There are persons who had their time that were recognized by the clerk. There were persons who were to receive monies outstanding several events owed by the council. All of those requests are not with the council for them to get clerk's approval, which is needed by request for him to send over to the treasurer to be paid. Outside of that, I know that of the last few hours, clerk would have engaged several new service providers by again not acceding to the wishes of the council, which is in line with 2021 for those people to be paid, and have started to ask them to receive even less than what the council had directed him to pay. So it is not the council as councillors, but the clerk, by not honoring the request for payment, that have held this entire matter, Mark.
Okay, so Mr. Mayor, as it stands now, the 119, is it 119 workers are still waiting for their salaries?
No, there's not 119 persons waiting for salaries. As far as I'm aware, that those persons who are the signatories to the account, which include myself, that wages were paid to several level of workers within the council. Again, that is as far as the councillors are going in terms of what they can ascribe and give consent to. However, like we said before, the entire request that should be sent over to the treasurer by the clerk have not been done as yet. The persons were paid as early as today. Waste management workers were given their wages, and several layers of workers within the council were paid. So that number that we're speaking of is also inaccurate in terms of persons who were not paid in terms of staff.
So
Hello,
So as of now, can you give the account on how many workers are waiting their salaries?
I cannot give accurately. I know it's far less than 100. I know it's far less than 60. I know what it is outside of those workers, and I keep hearing the workers. I think persons must put into context the challenges we've been facing with the clerk to ensure that persons who have provided services, including many of those workers who are owed their honorariums, that were also to be paid. Now, outside of those workers being given whether wages or salaries, which are two separate things in terms of when those persons are paid the weekly wages workers and their monthly salary workers. So we had already decided that every worker must receive a bonus of $25,000, by which the council is with the authority to do. Also, will also set to increase all salaries by 60%. So that person should have been receiving, going on this December, should have been their honorariums, which they were owed in April, and those requests also have not been sent over for treasurer to make their payment. They were to be given their $25,000 bonus. Now, this is local government, and we are paying bonuses based on the request of the treasurer. After they should have been going on with their increased salary with 16% for the different layers of work. terms of what their assigned or designated position were, and also their month salary in December. So this council is fully prepared to ensure once all of those requests are handed over, to ensure that everyone is paid the money. However, it is the clerk's refusal to honor every request that is before him by the vote of the Finance Committee and as acknowledged by the full council statutory and even a wrong document reminding him that all outstanding payments for 2024 must be paid in full. But I hesitate to even say the councillor's stipend might be in that because people believe that councillors can make that sort of request. But I want to also put on notice that the councillors are also in that almost $2 million in total for 5 months of not being given a stipend. So instead of all the other matters we spoke about earlier, we can include that as also an issue, but yet things are owed as far back as last November.
So when as we wrap up here with you, when is this expected to be resolved, sir?
Like I said, I think the clerk have now found himself in a situation where this entire matter is his responsibility. It now becomes a situation that he would have created, and he is now trying to correct this by allowing those persons who were owed. So, for example, some people in the tune of almost $4 million are still awaiting their payments from around the Linden town week window. And it is as early as today, he is engaging the coordinators and all the other people to now find out how he should pay them, and even deciding that he's going to pay them but not pay them the amount of monies that the council had requested them to be paid. So he is now trying to right his wrong. At the same time, not doing it in line with 2802. We are going to have a meeting of the full council before the year is out, and to ensure that we put on record, once again, all of those requests which must be recognized by the clerk and to make approval for them to be signed by the treasurer so that everyone can be paid, including any staff that is owed, any service provider that is owed, and all the honorariums that are owed to staff, and including the bonuses that we have agreed to, that every staff must receive their $25,000 bonus.
All right, Mr. Mayor, Mayor of Linden, Sharma Solomon, with us, giving an update on the situation where the town clerk is just playing silly, dotish, heartless politics on behalf of the PPP. Let's hope that those workers are paid as quickly as possible, because tomorrow is already Christmas, and I can just imagine how they're feeling, sir. But thank you for your time.
Certainly, Mark, and we do hope that not only hope, but we will work to ensure that every person that is with any outstanding of the council, that they're paid in full as they would have performed their duty, whether worker or service provider, and they must be paid. That is our assurance.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate your time.
Thank you
and
very much,
happy
and once again, you have a blessed and Merry Christmas, you and your family, Mark.
Thank you, sir. Same to you and yours and all members of the council, all good members of the council. Thank you. All right, guys. The mayor of Linden, Sharma Solomon, giving us a quick update on what's happening there with the salaries for those workers who have not been paid as yet. And this is exactly this fall right there in the doorsteps of the corrupt PPP regime and their installed town clerk. They are the problem there in Linden, and they're stymieing progress. They're stymieing anything to improve the lives of those residents of Linden. And I still cannot understand. I hope in 2025 that the people of Linden are not going to sit down and allow that 4 feet, 5 inches tongue clung to ruin. All right. So we get the trench crappers, they're coming in, and you know when we see the trench crappers, what happened with them? Right away, the bombs raised, they got to go. They got to go. And so one of them just gone. They can't control themselves. They just cannot control themselves. And so they come and they behave as though they're on Jagdir's page, they're on Kwame's page, and all manner of things. So one of them, whoever Luna M. Mackenzie is, gone right in the trench. That's a hot Christmas Eve block, right? Hot Christmas Eve block. They can't take it. Pressure too much on them. The truth is too much. They can't take the pressure. So the PPP is to be blamed. I repeat, the PPP is to be blamed. Some of them are saying that the mayor doesn't want to pay. The PPP folks are saying that the mayor doesn't want to pay the town council workers. That is not true. It is the installed town clung Gasper, that 4 feet 5 inch guy, 4 feet 5 inch, short guy, very, very short guy. And I don't know if he's taking out his anger because of his height. Very short, tiny little guy. He's taking out his anger, trying to be recognized in Linden because he's not getting the kind of recognition that he thinks he should get. He's throwing a tantrum. He's catching a fit. And so he's doing everything to be recognized, even to cause destruction and disruption of people's lives in Linden. For 2025, it has got to stop. Shame on the PPP regime. Tonight, dozens of workers have not been paid. City council workers in Linden have not been paid as a result of the heartless approach by the PPP and their tongue clung in Linden. So thank you, Mr. Mayor Sharma Solomon, for what you guys are doing to resolve this matter. Thanks to the deputy mayor as well for working along with the town councillors, the municipal councillors there. Thank you guys so much. Not the couple from the PPP, because the couple from the PPP, we already know what they're about. A total waste of time. All right. What else is happening in your neck of the woods? Somebody asked about Lemon. Lemon, we fired him. We fired him. So I don't know if we're going to take him back for January 2025. We fired him. Somebody said they saw him somewhere in Mexico. People something else here. So how many of you guys received your 100,000? That same 100,000, imagine guys, $100,000, not even 500 US. It's just under 500 US. But Irfan Ali is telling you guys that 500 US, less than 500 US, that kunu munu, Irfan Ali is telling you guys that you can become very wealthy. Use that as what? Generational wealth and all manner of things. 470 US. These guys couldn't be serious. These guys in the PPP got to be mad, men and women. They go into Palm Court and they wild out. $5 million, $10 million per night. They wild out. They WHORE that out per night. And they're telling you guys that 100,000 Guyana dollars that people have to join long lines. Long lines. These are the same people who used to complain at boredom. You had to join long lines of this and that. I have seen under the PPP regime the long lines. Long lines. And now we're back again with the long lines. Long lines for 100,000 Guyana dollars. And then when you reach up there, your names are not there. This is not there. And then it rains. And then it's snowing now. All sorts of things in Guyana. And the people are not getting their 100,000. The people are being disrespected by the PPP regime for crumbs. $100,000. And that's it. Nothing else for the people. That is why, guys, you've got to go out next elections and vote these pacus out of office so that you can get a government that will be able to not give you $100,000 and that's it, but will be able to find the money to share the oil wealth with you. If Suriname can do it, others can do it. And the PPP throwing crumbs at you guys, $100,000, and believe that they're doing you a favor. They're giving you your own stuff, crumbs, not even crumbs. And they are acting as if they're doing you a favor. No, 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 no. Can't be true. And then Priya Manik Chan, she walks around taking photographs with teachers. Photograph, oops, sorry guys. That's Priya Manik Chan. Oh yeah. Taking photographs with teachers, I'm told. Photographs with teachers, collecting their 100,000 Guyana dollars, their money, pretending as though they care. Oh, they care, as if they care. $100,000. Shame on the corrupt PPP regime. Shame on them. But then, as we would say in Guyanese quarantine twang, then I get shame. Then I get shame. Right? Then I get shame. It means they do not have shame. Then I get shame. But when you say that, you got to say it with style, like you're from real country, you're from quarantine. You say it with kind of like a nice rhythm. Then I get shame. Come on, you guys can say it. Turn to your neighbors and say, then I get shame. Then I get shame. It is true because they do not have shame. And you got to say it so that they can understand. Then I get shame. Then I get shame. A bunch of pakus. Then I get shame. Now, speaking of then I get shame, let's take you guys to this here now. These are the young people, the students who died in that fire. Who died in that fire, in that dorm, that school dorm, right? Remember the PPP, they jump up and down, up and down. Yeah, the PPP, the same PPP, then I get shame. And they lied to the nation and they use these young souls, these young students who died as a result of negligence by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Social, Ministry of, the local government. And so when these kids died, the PPP wanted to do photo op. They never cared about these people, right? Colin Barnwell and Shallon Helleman, Victorina, and Lorraine Beatty. Sorry, Beat. Sorry about that, guys. I always mispronounce her name. And they rushed now and they took photographs and they pretended as though they love these kids and they miss these kids and they're going to do all these things for these young people's families. And then remember they said there will be one minister attached to the family, one minister per family to help out the family and so forth and so on. Y'all remember that, right? Well, guess what? The family members are now speaking out. They're saying that the PPP left them, didn't do anything for them, left them hanging high and dry. That is what the PPP did to these young people's, young students' families. They died. How many of them? 19 or 20 of them died at that school dorm. Nothing, we have heard nothing about the matter there. They went to the families and they basically swore the family, sweet talk the family, broken promises. I hope next elections that the family members and friends and young people are not going to go out and vote for these corrupt son of a guns in the PPP regime. The same family, remember what Priya Manik Chan did? She rushed up at the scene. Look right there, the fire probably didn't even, out properly. The smoke still blowing. And Priya Manik Chan is standing there at the crime scene, pretending as though she cares. Pretending. The same Priya Manik Chan who's going around taking photographs with people collecting a little 100,000 as though they care. Tell that to the family members of those those 19 kids who died. Go tell that to the family members of those people. They know better. We know better. Majority of Guyanese know better. And the truth is, the PPP doesn't care. Priya Manikchan doesn't care. As long as they have a camera there, as long as they can take photographs, they're going to take photographs. Who in their right mind, teachers and others, citizens, they have to stand up in a line, whether it's raining or whatever, pensioners, you name it, stand up in a line, long line for 100,000, 470 or whatever US dollars, a long line just for that, so that Priya and Irfan and all of them could feel nice because they see the long lines and they're taking photographs of those individuals, those teachers. That's how they're treating those teachers. That is how they're treating citizens of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. With no respect at all, none whatsoever. And so tonight I say shame on Priya Manikchan, shame on the PPP. And as of this evening, what is it? Christmas Eve night. Guess what Priya Manikchan is going to get tonight? Well, on Benchap Radio. Let me see if you guys know. What will Priya Manikchan get tonight on Benchap Radio? What you think she will get? Shame on them. But as we've said earlier, didn't get shame. Didn't get shame. Right? Priya Manikchan, you didn't get shame, girl. Didn't get shame. None of them have shame. And so for the month end, they go Christmas party, they go take pictures and all manner of things, and they go talk about, oh, they give public service, was it bonus, Christmas bonus, and all kind of things. So Priya, you take this award on behalf of all your colleagues them in the PPP regime. Go down State House and give it to Irfan Ali. Give it to him, the award that is we're talking about. Sorry about that, guys. It's Christmas Eve night. I got to go drink some sorrel and all these sort of things, right? But put your hands together for the award, and it goes to Priya Manikchan. She will take it on behalf of the PPP regime. She will take it and give it to Irfan. She'll give it to Bara Jagdesh. She'll give it to Komisha. She'll give it to all of them. Here goes. That's right. That's the Priya Manikchan and the PPP regime. Because you know what? These people just do not care at all. And now they say that they're not going to have, what is it? Blackout. People are having blackout in Georgetown right now. People have a blackout in other parts of Guyana right now. The ship is another fraud. Watch out for that. It's another fraud. Every single thing is a fraud. Every single thing. Turn to your neighbor and say, every single thing in Guyana is a fraud. Is a fraud. Every single thing is a fraud, Ali. Everything is a fraud. Fraud. Why? Because $100,000 corruption, racism. Just hear about it. People are going to fight. Police going to have to be called in and all manner of things. People are going to be serious about their money. And we see that. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm not calling for it to happen. But we already see the light. We already see the writing is on the wall, right? And then there will be the discrimination. They will bypass certain houses. They will do all. We're hearing about that already. Serious discrimination and corruption. Will we have an investigation into this cash grant? It's a fraud. It's a corrupt scheme. That is what it is. But for now, I've got to go. Well, here's the time that I take to wish all of you Those of you who celebrate Christmas, uh, a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas to you and your entire family. Whatever you do, do it safe, do it with love in your heart, and do it with a intention of going out next year and kick the PPP out of office. Just do that. Do that with all the goodness of your heart, right? And if you have to share your pepper pot, share your pepper pot. But don't take photographs and have people line up waiting for pepper pot. Don't be like the corrupt PPP regime. Just share your pepper pot. I'm not asking for any pepper pot, mind you. I'm not. I have pepper pot. Uh, yes, I think. Yeah, we have pepper pot. We have nice bread, and I'm going and lash some pepper pot. I don't know about you guys, but thank you all for being here with us throughout the year. I'll be back. This is not my. This is just my Christmas Eve speech. Thank you all for being with us on 107.1 FM throughout the year, throughout 2024. There's been good days. There's been bad days. Some of you went in the trenches. Some of you went in straight up jail. Some of you have been pardoned. But it's all in the name of love. We have attacked constructively opposition MPs, and of course their bumps raised. It's all in the name of love. There's no animosity. There's nothing personal. I want none of their job. But if I had a seat in Parliament, trust me, man, I would have turned the PPP upside down. I'll take a hint. Turn the PPP upside down for 2025, guys. Anyways, I'm out of here. God bless you all. Be good. Be good to your neighbors. And if you're not talking to people, continue not talking to some of them. And if you got to make up with some of them, make up with some of them. I'm out of here. I love you guys. God bless you all. And thank you for a splendid year. I'll see you before the end of the year, though. Y'all know this is my favorite, but I played for all of you guys. I love you. Mwah. God bless you.
I'm in the mood. I'm feeling rude. I'm feeling hot. I want to run. The feeling exciting. So darling, let's do something. I wanna rub my body on your body. My body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. Rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body. Rub my body on your body. I just get paid. I want to play. The vibes is right. I wanna hook up tight. No time to waste. I wanna work my ways. So come on, babes. Give me a taste. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love up. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Well, you know, I feel it, 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 I feel it. Smoke in my brain, I wanna do my thing. Work up a sweat until I soak in wet. Rub your body, show no mercy. Because I'm feeling tipsy, I'm feeling freaky. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub and love. I wanna rub and kiss up. I wanna rub and jam up. I wanna rub and rub up. I wanna rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body. Let me rub my body on your body. I wanna rub my body on your body.